here for the part. Trust me, we're just getting started. The vibe, I feel so alive. Here for the part. I might just get what I wanted. The sound, the vibe. I feel so alive. I feel so alive.
Hey, welcome back to a fabulous brand new episode of Fashion with myself, Keegan, and the beautiful
Zohra. We're back with episode 2. In this episode, we're going to talk about affordability in fashion. How, fashion doesn't necessarily have to be expensive.
Absolutely. And I am a massive advocate for that, okay? Now, when it comes to having a timeless wardrobe and a beautiful capsulated aesthetic, then I do think that utilizing what you've actually got in your cupboard, but not emptying your wallet too much is very, very important.
Very important. As I was discussing with you before we began as well, the whole idea of how someone's walking down a red carpet and you're being interviewed. So someone says, "Hey, who are you wearing today?" I'm so against that. I don't like the idea of asking people who you're wearing because I don't necessarily have to be wearing someone or a brand or something expensive. I remember coming across this one post on Instagram, this very famous Bollywood actor, and someone asked him who he was wearing. And he said, "I don't know. I think I just picked this up from the mall this afternoon."
Brilliant.
And that was so honest, so genuine. But that's who we really are, right? We don't necessarily go around splurging money on brands.
Yeah.
We just, run off to the mall, pick something up, and just deck up ourselves and leave. It's how you carry yourself.
Yep, 100%. It's all about how you carry yourself. But also, it's not taking away from, if you wanted to invest into bigger brands, you can do that. But what we're actually wanting to encourage you is to buy things that can be longevity. So if you're wearing a sort of my outfit right now, a co-ord set, when I went into the store to buy this set, Zohra, I knew that I could wear this either or. I could wear it informally or I could dress it up and make it formal. So I could change the bottoms and I could change the tops and pair it with an alternative item that would still look as good, but however, not making not emptying my bank completely.
Absolutely, absolutely. The thing is, when we say affordable fashion, we don't mean cheap.
No.
We don't mean cheap fashion because that's not something that we live by either, because cheap stuff will wear out very, very easily. But we're not saying that you go around buying big brands or expensive items. It can't be two extremes. You have to find a middle ground, right? Because there are pros and cons to everything. Now, when you buy a big brand, when you buy quality items, you know that it brings, the whole aspect of good quality. It'll last longer, it'll not wear out, and it just reflects that it's expensive. But when you buy something that is not that heavy on your pockets, you know you can utilize it in so many different ways because you've used that money not for just one, but let's say at least 2 or 3 different, pieces.
Yeah.
And as you said, like a co-ord set is such a great investment. You can mix and match. The whole concept of capsule wardrobe styling, that's something that I absolutely believe in. Capsule wardrobe styling is basically where you have your basics. You have pieces that will go along with all these different looks. And you know that you're not going, too heavy on your pockets.
No, 1,000%. And listen, okay, if you wanted to go and, treat yourself at the end of the month, yes, maybe you've worked hard for something, all right? Maybe you are like Zohra and want to show up and always make sure that other people are smiling around her because she looks like $1 million. That is absolutely fine. What we are trying to encourage you is to utilize as well what is in your wardrobe. It's not every single day that you need to go into the mall and be like, well, I've got a brand new occasion that I need to go and shop for, because then it also creates a lot of just stress, unnecessary stress. Fashion should be fun. Fashion should be timeless. It should also indicate the kind of personality that you have as well, because it is an extension of your personality.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely. It is. Also, as you said, fashion should be fun. I also feel fashion should be effortless, right? It should not be homework for you.
Yeah.
It should not feel like it's not coming to you naturally. So I am someone who believes in saving time as well. So for me, if you have your wardrobe organized the right way, you save time and it makes life easier for you, right?
Absolutely.
If you're someone like me, a lot of times, so I love planning. So every time I know that I have a particular event that I need to dress up for, I make sure to spend like 2 hours the previous night. I mix and match things in my mind, and then I see what goes well. I prepare, I plan, and I'm ready for the next day. But for me to prepare and plan, I need to make sure my wardrobe is organized. Do you believe in color coding? Quick
I
question.
do. So, so funny because I'm actually very OCD with, especially when it comes to styling and making sure that I'm walking out of the house feeling and looking my best. Now, here's the thing, Zora. Okay, if you ever come into my wardrobe, I mean, I'll invite you one day. All right, you can have a quick look. Everything is color coordinated. It starts from whites and it goes all the way into my darker colors. And I do think it helps, especially with me waking up as well very early in the morning to do the morning show, right, on radio. It's very important for me to know exactly where my clothing is, because when I don't color coordinate and when I'm not organized, what's going to happen? I'm going to be late for work, and I definitely do not want that. So if you are like me and you're the kind of person that's always on the go, that's always needing just to grab something that first of all fits you well, that looks good on you, but it's also doesn't have holes in it, because a lot of our clothing does have holes in it. Some of them, sometimes we never know until someone actually tells us, oh, Keegan, by the way, you've got something over here, or the tags on. Planning is essential. Planning is essential.
Yeah. And organizing your wardrobe as well. So I'm not maybe that OCD with color coding, but I do like to make my life easier. So if you see my wardrobe, the portion where you have the shelf.
Yeah.
So my top shelf would have all my casuals and my colored, vibrant outfits, but they'll be color coded.
Okay.
So I'll have my pinks to the front, my blues to the front, and the lesser used colors to the back, like my grays or, any other lesser used colors. The bottom shelf would have my basics, the whites, the blacks, the formal shirts, all of that. And the extreme bottom shelf would have my trousers. So all my jeans and all that. So I know it makes life easy for me. I pick my bottoms, I pick my colored top up. Okay, I'm good to go.
That's a
so
smart
I
way.
have that is a smart way, and I think it works for me. I mean, not everybody is like me. You might be different. As you said, you want to have all colors aligned so that you know which outfit you're picking.
Absolutely.
So I feel like it makes life a lot easier, especially for people like us. We're always on the go. Right? We're always on the go. We're headed to some event. We're headed to a shoot. We need to know which outfit of ours is lined.
100%. And something about social media that really sort of inspires me is that we will find sort of, fashion enthusiasts, shall I say, people that love fashion, that actually put time and effort into it. They will give you some sort of, I would say, like a lineage of how they do it and what works for them. Now, something that really stood out to me is keeping an open rack. Now, an open rack is very important, because once you have an open rack, you can see what you are working with. Because a wardrobe is lovely, to store things in. Sometimes you don't want your friends or your family to see what's happening. But whenever you keep things that you can see every single morning, it gives you a clear indication as to what you are feeling and what you actually want to wear. Now, this is a big tip for you, all right? If you are like myself and struggle to put an outfit together every single day, keep an open rack. Make sure that from Mondays to Sundays, you have an idea as to what you want. Maybe you can get a hanger, put a shirt, a trousers, a blazer with it, see what works, and go with that for that specific day.
Can I also, okay, so yes,
Yeah.
100% agree, open rack works. But I'm someone who loves keeping things organized, but a lot of times you might not be able to maintain it. That is a huge concern with me, because I spend like a month organizing my wardrobe. Within 2 months, everything's all over the place. I struggle maintaining that.
Wait, so you don't like organize it every week, Zohra?
No, I organize once in like a few months, and in a few months it's all
Yeah.
like, where did my basics go?
Yeah.
Where are my colored clothes? So I'm someone like that. It's a task for me to maintain that.
Yeah.
In that case, I don't know how it would look if I had an open rack. I don't want to myself be looking at a mess.
No, 100% not. 100% not, because it's a true reflection as well onto how organized and what you are like outside of that environment. So if your room and if your cupboards are messy, she's probably messy outside as well. I don't know. I know that's the thing. So that's why you would never think that someone like Zohra is untidy per se at all.
Not untidy. I regret sharing that information with you. No, but also,
Yeah.
so I'm someone who looks for smart ways of making space, right? The place where we live, I mean, I don't live in a villa, a luxurious villa that I have a walk-in closet to myself. We have to make do with the wardrobe spaces that we have in our apartments. So a lot of times, especially women, we struggle because we have tons and tons of clothes.
Yeah.
So what I do is I've bought these new hangers that have like layers to them. So you can have at least 3 or 4 pieces in one hanger. that saves time, right?
I like
So I'm
that.
someone like that. If I'm messy, I'll find out a way to make space, and that's how.
Well, I really hope that you are taking notes about that. Listen, we have had so much fun, and I really hope that these kinds of episodes inspire you to be a little bit more capsulated, a little bit more narrative with your fashion. Have fun with it. And from Zohra and I,
We'll see you next week on Fashion Passion.